Welcome to Remote Viewing Collective, where we dive into the untapped power of the mind. Remote viewing is a technique that lets you access information beyond your senses, seeing things, places, and even moments you never physically experienced. Whether you're curious or a skeptic, join us as we explore the mysteries of consciousness and the possibilities within. Are you ready to unlock what's hidden?
Hello. Today it's a special day. I made a target for my friend about the remote viewing. What they discovered, it's amazing. And today I will share what they found.
Veronica, thank you for doing this remote viewing for us. It's very important to myself and to my friend Jean-Charles. What did you get? This is the remote viewing Talks with Tony remote viewing form.
Yes.
Tell us about what you got.
Okay, there's a lot. There's a lot of data that came in. I didn't even have enough pages. The first impressions after I drew the ideogram here, I usually get impressions of of emotions or if there is a target, what they're feeling. So this came in a wave. So whoever was involved in this event or whatever I'm looking at, the emotions that came in were really the feeling of shock and awe, unbelievable, a change of history, high energy. There's some adrenaline as well. And breathing, so the breathing was heavy from adrenaline, but also later I felt the breathing was because the air was different. There was a thick quality to the air. There was some moments of crying, like a joy, like a tears of joy, and also like a pit in the stomach. There was some element of whatever I'm looking at, that it's a copy or like a twin of something else, or like a different version.
Can I ask you about the emotions?
Yeah.
Did you get a hit on biologicals? Or...
At this point, no. Like this first page, I know it's a little bit unorthodox, but I'm just putting down whatever is flooding into my mind.
So it looks like you got a lot right off the original ideogram hit. Like you got a huge
Yes.
sip from a fire hose. Okay.
Yes.
Keep going. Is that it for this page?
A little bit. I mean, there was the words evidence coming in, extraction. There's a storyline here that will develop because of whatever I'm looking at. Writing will come from it. Words are important. There's a script as well, some kind of script, something that would come from this.
Okay.
So this is the, do you want me to flip it or no?
Yeah, let's have a look at it. We'll edit some in later.
So this was the first plunge into that ideogram. I saw these three shapes here. So it started this way, then it morphed and it became more like this. And then I then focused on the shape and where it was. So a little hard for me to see like this.
Is this a mountain behind it, or what? Could you describe that?
This is it's very, very full, so it's hard to read. This is a cave system, so it's all underground. What I saw was this shape here. These pillars underneath were more like energetic. Something was suspending it or keeping it. There was a water source coming, and the water was very important to the object as well. I saw a jagged, something very sharp and jagged, like on the ceiling, or not the ceiling, but just involved in whatever the space was. I couldn't tell you what it was. The location, there was a first blip of Toronto, and I put that in parentheses because I didn't feel that was right. I dipped again, and I was on Earth, but it was connected to another planet, and I drew a little star.
Let me stop you there. So the Toronto hit, you put it in parentheses because you automatically felt it was interpretive overlay?
Yes.
Is that was your gut feeling?
It was just too clear.
And so, what is your gut feeling that led you to believe something about from another planet? Could you sense another environment or topography, or?
No, it was the relationship between whatever this was and the environment. So I was on Earth, but this was something connected to another
Something
planet.
so the target aspect here, the dominant aspect, you felt was extraterrestrial.
I yes, you could say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just wanted before we, we
Yes.
want to keep this clear. So we have some biologicals down. What's going on down here? I see the word gunfight.
Yeah, this is our storyboard. So if we're looking at things in a linear time, I saw clearly that a couple men or a group of men were clearly trying to put cover, block, mask, whatever this object is. There's a black cover that they put over it, a blanket. And then the next storyboard was something was important about water. So maybe this could not be proven, but there was something about an activation that might have happened to either, I don't know what, but it was important to the story. The third thing I saw was some kind of warfare or a fight. And then the last was that I felt that this object or whoever was in control of it, it was a sense of liberation at the end. So that, I think the other thing I speak about on the next page is I did see a lot of pillars. I saw some kind of pillar action. I think that's it.
Okay. I don't have a ton of questions here, but this it seems like we'll circle back to this. You want to give us just a real quick rundown of the speed sheet?
Yes, this is some of the details to move quickly through. Everything I saw was clear. It was quiet. It was pretty cold. The air was fresh. And it was thick. You could smell stone. It was cold again. Some of the emotions were the same. The only others that were different were high alert, breathing heavy, adrenaline, awe, and tears of joy, similar from before. A 7. It was just really an incredible experience, or whatever this was harnessing also had these incredible emotional energies. It was massive, underground, in the mountains.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my second probe. I got a completely new ideogram, and it was just a lot of looked like pillars, but it was very clear. The second scene was related to that shape, which was underground here. But what I did see, then the story clearly became about two people and a journey.
Can you tell us about this set of biologicals over here?
Yes. So this is a group of people that I wrote literally, it's a darkness that were chasing these two people or using psychic powers and black magic, watching, following. They were not happy with what these two people were doing, and it was in relationship to the shape, and right here I wrote it, I got a clear idea that it was a chamber, a ship, or a machine of some kind.
Did you get hit on any materials here, like metal, stone, wood?
Oh yeah, I didn't write. I was moving so fast. All I saw clearly in color was more of a silver color, and then blue later on. I see. So
Blue artifact. Okay.
I would say I saw metal. I just
Moving over the same page, and I don't mean to cut you off. Moving to the same page, is this the same object?
I was trying to. The pillars kept coming in my mind, so this was actually more of just my own creative drawing. I was thinking, did this artifact have any kind of design that had a pillar? But
So you're thinking, so this is a combination of your ideogram, these pillars that reoccurred, and so it could be a bit of overlay for all we know.
yeah, this was more of me, kind of.
Did you get a hit on silver color for this as well?
No, a white.
Okay.
And these are just some more composite impression of the data. Hurry to compile before it's lost. Important record, sorry. It's an important record, this object. It's something to do with proving ancient myth, like something similar to Atlantis, proving some story, proving alien contact. Opening doors, there was also, metaphorically, I thought it was opening, but I also saw there was some important door being opened. Opportunity, expansion, technology, remembering. I saw some small non-human race beings watching. I don't know if I said this so they looked like they were underground watching and maybe assisting in a way. There were also non-human beings that were also negative, which I think was this group on the other page.
Okay.
And also that it was important, there's a blue artifact. The blue was very important.
Well, this square, is this a dominant aspect of this? Is this
No.
dominant target aspect?
It was
what is
my drawing of some important door.
that? Giant doors.
Some kind of giant door.
Okay. Anything on the final page?
I didn't know if it was. I know that's it.
Anything on the next page?
Yeah. I mean, it was important. It's just that I was kind of drawing the doors that I saw.
Okay.
There was an energy to them. You can see I drew here like energy squiggles. Okay. And the last page, a few more words coming through. Oh, I'm sorry. Some of this is from my erase marker. There's something to do that will come around this about books. There was writings on the wall or inside, writing, history hidden. It's important. It's a hidden knowledge. It's in an underground facility. Something again about pillars, machine, writings, teaching. It's also, there's something about it that's a map. It's a story that's written down. The last part, I probed into the two beings that were at the top of the mountain, wondering what was drawn. I was drawn to look at their relationship, and it looked like they had a history. They had a feeling like they were siblings, or they were very, very close, like siblings would be. This is just saying I couldn't tell the sex because there was something not clear about that for me, if they were a man or woman. And I have some descriptors here. But what was interesting was their story for me. And it was, the energy was very, very deep and very old. And it's words came through like, I'll find you, reconnection, deep story, heal, had to separate, and they were lost, but they had to find each other. The mission became complicated. There was something that interfered. One is in maybe, I don't know why I saw one was injured or something was not quite right. Something was compromised. Something wasn't supposed to happen. So there was like a mission, but it felt like something happened where they really had to change the timeline. And it's really a big deal, the history between these two. Anyway, and running together, and maybe there's a feeling one being had, is it too late? So there was that feeling. And that's everything.
Excellent. Get that. Excellent work, Veronica, as usual.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jean-Charles.
Real quick, so let's have a look at the envelope and see what the target was.
You want to see?
Yes.
This is the target.
What lies beneath the Nazca Plateau in Peru?
And this is blue, eh? And it's
Oh my God.
Let's have
you write
I'm gonna
it's
hold it to the camera.
artifact.
What lies beneath the Nazca Plateau in Peru? Cavern, stalactite, arc.
Lots of stalactites, like the lines, the vertical lines you kept getting.
The jagged, the many lines.
And you said that's a blue symbol or a blue
and the shape is
artifact.
there.
Exactly.
Wow. And
For confirmation of the existence of an ark in Peru. Right. We'll look at mine next.
And now, very important. This is the information after my teleportation. You can read, please.
On the night of October 12th, 2024, when I lay down, I felt a strange sensation, like a sudden call. Then my 2 ears got blocked and started to whistle. I couldn't hear anything. I stayed relaxed and closed my eyes. I could feel all the beats of my heart, and I could hear the flow of my blood like a stream running through my veins. I opened my eyes and found myself in space, all silent except for my heartbeat and breathing. In front of me was this magnificent sight, the Earth, our beautiful blue planet, luminous and majestic. I was floating and I was getting closer to this beautiful turquoise sphere showing the continents. It was magnificent. The whistling in my ears was amplifying, and as I got closer, I could see the luminous blue ocean. I was in the Caribbean Sea. It was the continent of Latin America. I recognized Brazil, but the whistle was pointing me in another direction, further to the left. It was a desert. I was getting closer, and I could see lines of light pulsating. It was as if they were alive, like the lights on airport runways, pulsing to indicate where planes should land. I got closer and entered the ground. It was dark, and I suddenly arrived in an immense cavern. There were stalactites and a sort of large emerald-colored underground lake, and something luminous was shining at the bottom of the lake. I dove into the water and felt all the particles of water enter my body. I could breathe underwater, and there, lurking at the bottom of the lake, I saw an immense vessel made of translucent, slightly bluish metal. The whistling had stopped, as if my presence had stopped it. There was a symbol on the vessel representing a circle that spread outward from the center like a wave. I put my hand on the wall of the ship, exactly where the wave was, and when I brought my hand close to it, the symbol became luminous and very hot, and I was sucked into the symbol. I remembered my various visits to the 6 other arcs, Antarctica, Bermuda, Tibet, Mount Kailash, Egypt under the Sphinx, and especially in Hawaii at Mauna Kea and Mount Fuji. I had been in the same situation in the dark. I couldn't see where the light source was coming from. It was coming from all over the translucent walls. It looked like a control room with a dashboard and seats made of transparent metal and bluish reflections. The dashboard had crystals of different sizes and colors. In the center of the room, on the ceiling, there was a huge bubble of blue light that glistened like water in the sun. It was a portal, like in the other arcs. I put my hand close to it, and a swirl of light resembling the symbol on the ship began to spin clockwise, emitting a sound identical to that of a crystal bowl, and I was sucked into this bubble. I found myself in front of stringy beings of light, and I heard in my head, "Be welcome, Chaska." Chaska, yeah? Not Shaska, but Chaska. Yeah, Chaska. I searched for the meaning of the word Chaska that resonated in my mind, and I found nothing until today on the internet. In fact, Chaska means shining star in the ancient Peruvian language. This ancient language was called Quechua and was spoken by the Incas and still is today. Quechua? We'll see each other again. I felt myself being pulled backwards, and I opened my eyes in bed with tingling in all of my limbs, as if my cells were bubbling and replenishing. I asked Victor what was happening to me, and he said, when you were younger, you used to teleport yourself physically. But it's different. Your ability has evolved. You are able to project your cells to another place by duplicating yourself at the molecular level. You project your energy and your atoms elsewhere, and you can interact with matter. In short, you split yourself physically with all the advantages that this entails. But your original envelope remains in place. You feel the same things, and you're visible and palpable to people who see you and interact with you. Remember, in France, people saw you and took you in their arms and spoke with you while you were at a family meal. You were in two places at once. And remember what Dan Winter said. You have an uncommon ability. You can change your vibratory frequency and project it thanks to your aura and your unique gamma waves, which have been measured, and you yourself are a stargate. And I said, oh, right. So I can go wherever I want? And Victor says, yes, but be careful where you go, because you're really there. I had my explanation, and indeed, it was logical.
Now, after you read that, what do you think about your remote viewing and the link with
I have to look again, just because it's incredible that I felt right away what perhaps Jean-Charles might have felt when he was there. Can you imagine seeing these things? I mean, you'd feel shock and awe. You would feel like this unbelievable anytime if you were to see any arc at any moment, right? You'd feel these things, Also, the thick air immediately hit me. The breathing was different because of the quality. Yes, and all the adrenaline and moving. I find it interesting, I just realized that there's a copy, or that there are other versions involved. And indeed, there are, right? All over the earth. I thought that was very interesting. And to see it clearly, the shape was the most important part of the entire reading, was that shape. And it started as a little acorn, and it morphed as I kept looking at it. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't believe to see it so clearly.
and the cave? Same.
Yes. And
You saw the
and I don't know if it was suspended, but I saw that. It was the energy. And this is really incredible.
yes.
And that we're also on Earth, but this is all connected to another planet or another something from not on Earth. This is a different story, which I think we'll get into at another time. But this was a story of us being prevented by a group of people that did not want me or anyone else to remote view this for Jean-Charles. So we'll dive more into that with Tony. But it's really incredible to see. And I loved this target because I could see what Jean-Charles, now I understand, I'm seeing exactly, I got to see what he got to see. So it was like I was really there. It really was tremendous. The other thing I didn't mention, there was a little hole here with two people coming down. And I didn't know if that was Jean-Charles and another person, or if this was perhaps a hole that one of our remote viewers made for me to go through, which we'll go through again. And these, again, are the same details. And what's interesting is then the second story of what was happening it looks, as Jean-Charles describes, what happens to the people who are viewing this, and this attack of some group to keep this entire process from happening. And this is interesting that this is the stalactites, probably the second ideogram. Also, he mentioned stringy beings coming all together and bringing him in.
And ship.
And the ship here, or a machine. It's very interesting. Yes, and all of this is, I mean, it's so...
From ancient myth,
ancient myth.
It's very, very ancient.
Very ancient from a different time. It was proving a story, proving alien contact. The opening of the doors.
Yes.
I saw something very important there.
An important blue artifact. It's very important. Yes,
The blue...
because the spiral, it's very important. Why? Because why it's very important, Shasha?
Because I was connected with my hand, and when I put my hand to this symbol, I was struck by the light, and I enter inside the arc.
And it's blue.
It is blue, yes.
Yes, and also in there it said that this is bluish metal, right?
Yes.
Right. So the entire
Bluish
thing
metal.
too.
Yes, exactly.
Yes? Okay. Yes, and seeing the interaction with both with non-human beings. The assistance and also the negative.
Yes,
would be this group.
it's amazing. I'm speechless. We are speechless.
Yes.
Melanie, me, and you, and Tony, because it's.
Yes.
I never lived an experience like this before, because you don't have nothing of information.
No.
Nothing. So it corroborates that. First of all, I was really there.
Yes.
And you are connected with what I saw.
Yes.
So it's amazing. Thank you very much, Veronica.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like I say, I'm speechless because it was my first experience with remote viewing targets. And I would like to thank you again, Veronica and Tony, for this amazing work. Thank you very much, and see you soon for a new arc, maybe.
Welcome to Remote Viewing Collective, where we dive into the untapped power of the mind. Remote viewing is a technique that lets you access information beyond your senses, seeing things, places, and even moments you never physically experienced. Whether you're curious or a skeptic, join us as we explore the mysteries of consciousness and the possibilities within. Are you ready to unlock what's hidden?